Hello everyone, and welcome to Metroid, the game that started it all, and one of my favorite games. It is still actually my second favorite 2D Metroid game, so just amazing NES stuff. And our story. Emergency order, defeat Metroids, destroy Mother Brain. Go do it. And that is the storyline of Metroid, and pretty much how this should always be. So anyway, start or continue from a password, and you can pretty much enter in random stuff and get something somewhere from it, but I'm just going to start, and I am going to be doing this just pretty much how I normally would play through Metroid anyway. So, I have actually beaten this game. I would say it'd be safe to say I've beaten it over 150 times. And it's quite possibly more than that. So, I have played this game a lot, so it was one of my favorite games on the NES. And obviously Super came around, so Super is still my favorite game. Otherwise. So yeah, a lot of people have had... Oh yeah, and this here. Just let you know, you can see the difference in the firing rate. If there can only be 3 beams on the screen at one time, and if you hold the button down, you'll be your auto fire rate. But you'll actually fire much faster if you hold the button down and move Samus just a little. And so every movement like resets the timer for her shot, so that she can just fire another one right after her movement, and so you kind of do a rapid fire that way. It's very useful, so I do that a lot. So yeah, this just be a normal playthrough, probably won't collect everything, but... And this is the lettuce leaf that spawned that ridiculous story. Well, actually, the lettuce leaf didn't spawn the story, it was a little gamer. It just happened to be close by to where I went secret world exploring, where I got stuck. So, that was fun. Oh yeah, and you'll probably, if that noise annoys you, you'll probably not like this playthrough at all, because I kind of like that noise, so I do it a lot. I used to, once I got Screw Tech, I used to try and find a Ripper that was in a good spot where I could just jump up, because the Screw Tech would make that little noise on him, so I just kind of jump into him and try and make that ping noise last as long as I could. And this is the room I was an idiot in, and tried to go secret world exploring. Basically, you just morph and unmorph after the door closes. Like that. And Samus will actually go up through the wall, which I can actually demonstrate here, because it's not safe. So you just do that, and then you just jump to nudge the screen up, and you do stuff like that. So actually, right now, I could go straight to Kraid even without bombs by doing that. But I'm not going to, because this is pretty normal playthrough, so... Well, normal for me, I don't know exactly how normal it is, but... So, when you start out, you start with 30 energy, and so you actually have to be pretty careful when you start out. Once you get the first couple energy tanks, and especially after you get Screw Tech, it's not that big an issue. And the first missile, and you actually could get your first missile somewhere else, but that would be stupid because it's a lot farther away. Plus you would have to pass that missile. Although I guess you could do that little wall climbing trick. I just showed you to get somewhere else, but still, I think that'd be ridiculous. And another thing this game does is, if you notice there, the enemies are dropping missiles even though I'm full. So that is something that's present in this game. Enemies will always drop either an energy, which could be big or small. You can't tell the difference between them visually, but only tell when they pick them up. Like, bigger enemies will sometimes drop 20s. And Metroid's energy drops 30. But they will either always drop something or nothing. Even if you're full, they might still drop something. So, keep that in mind. Just because they drop it doesn't mean you need it. Oh. As you see, oh well, that's what I'm doing. And the famous NES palette swap. Always a good idea that you're in an older game when palette swap enemies occur. But the palette swap enemies are always stronger, which I guess you've already seen the palette swap of the gamers. But that hit my mind. And tunnels. Lots of tunnels. Be doing a lot of exploring. And this here was the long beam, which lets you shoot your beam all the way across the screen for however long it stays on. But it still only allows 3 beams on the screen at the same time, so if you miss your shot, you have to wait for it to disappear before you can fire that one again. But it does give you a lot longer range. So. And I always enjoyed the gamers in this game when they're on a door or on a shootable block and you shoot it, they don't just fall like you would think they would. They stay in that spot where they were until the door block reappears and just kind of spin around like they're trying to grab onto something. I find it very humorous. Stuff. The wonderful goop down beneath is actually very deadly to you right now. It will be till you get Varia, and under no circumstances fall down that hole. You can bomb the floor in there and fall down, but do not do that. Because you will be stuck there for a while. Especially since you don't have high jump. Although I'll show you a little trick later. That'll give you some extra jumping speed, but this one you can fall down, and you'll want to, because Ice Beam is down there. So Zero Mission hits some things right. So onwards in our long path, finally come across our first energy tank. Which normally there's a lettuce leaf right above it, but I guess it's decided not to be here, so. Oh, get out of here. You know what? Get out of there. I'm just gonna take care of this gamer. Oh well, fine. I will get this guy. Thank you. Anyway, actually I think this would be a good stopping point for the first video, so hopefully we'll see for the rest of the playthrough as I continue going on through Metroid.